Hey there, I'm Frank Mitchell. On this channel, it's all about helping you understand your car and keeping it running the way it should. Whether it's routine maintenance or solving those tricky problems, I've got you covered. If you find this useful, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to watch till the end. You might learn something that saves you time and money. All right, let's get started.
If anything characterizes Dacia is to have cheap cars for sale that are worth what they cost. Both the Dacia Sandero, the Dacia Sandero Stepway and the Dacia Duster are cars whose selling prices are usually the lowest on the market. Two compacts and an SUV that we compare by having common ties and links beyond the emblem of the brand. Exterior dimensions. The new generation of the Dacia Sandero has put in the dealership a more attractive and elaborate car than the one it relieves. From the standard variant, the Dacia Sandero Stepway is postulated as the adaptation Monteras of the urbanite, a step between the city car and the rough off-road. Because, for off-road, is the Dacia Duster, an SUV with very good qualities to roll off the asphalt and is presented with an image more typical of a country car than metropolitan. From here, it should be noted that the Sandero measures 4,088 mm long, 1,848 mm wide, and 1,499 high with a wheelbase of 2,604 mm. The Sandero Stepway, with which it logically shares architecture, sets them at 4,099 mm long, 1,848 mm wide and 1.535 de alto with a battle of also 2.604 mm, while the Duster marks 4.341 mm by 1.804 by 1. DOT 693 and a battle of 2.674 mm with what is the longest length, height and battle of the three. Interior measurements and habitability. All of them are homologated to accommodate a maximum of 5 occupants. The cabins of each of them are totally different from each other, both in their comfort and in their attractiveness. These vehicles are homologated for a maximum of 5 seats, with a 2+3 seating arrangement. The fact that the standard Dacia and Stepway have been introduced recently leaves the Duster at a disadvantage in terms of its cabin, especially in terms of its attractiveness. While the new models finally look a bit more elaborate and modern, the Duster suffers from a pressing longevity. The Duster SUV manifests both outside and inside its greater volume, which translates into a more generous space for the occupants of the same and a freedom that, although it has been improved in the Sandero compared to the outgoing generation, still offers more freedom of movement for the occupants, both in the front and rear rows. In fact, while the center rear bench seat of the Dacia Sandero and Dacia Sandero Stepway is little less than testimonial or for a person of very small size, in the Dacia Duster a person of average size could travel on a short journey more comfortably. The trunk of greater capacity of this comparison between the Sandero Stepway and Duster has the latter as the clear winner. While the two twins offer a cargo space of 328 liters, the SUV scores up to 445 for the 4x4 variants and 411 in the 4x4. Dacia Duster, trunk in any case, given the architecture of the SUV, both the accommodation of belongings and the introduction or removal of the same is more practical in the case of the Duster, as the Sandero have a compartment that, in addition to its smaller useful volume, presents forms that are more complex to exploit. Engines. As for the available versions, it should be noted that the Dacia Sandero and Sandero Stepway share mechanicals and that the Dacia Duster is the only one of the three that, as we indicated, offers all-wheel drive variants in addition to bedding, still, by diesel. Engines. Dacia Duster engine range, 100 horsepower TCE 67 kilowatts gasoline TCE 96 kilowatts of 130 horsepower gasoline TCE 110 kilowatts of 150 horsepower gasoline. And LPG ECOG 74 kilowatts of 100 horsepower diesel blue DCI 85 kilowatts of 115 horsepower consumption. In terms of fuel consumption, the model of these three that consumes less gasoline is the Dacia Sandero with essential finish and 90 horsepower TCE engine with a homologation of 5.2 L/100. For its part, the most fuel-efficient Dacia Duster diesel is the front-wheel drive 115 horsepower engine, and the same equipment. For its part, the LPG range announces an average consumption of 3.9 liters for the Sandero Essential ECOG 100 horsepower, 4.24. The Sandero Stepway of the same finish and same engine, and 4.7 in the Dacia Duster with the same engine and equipment. Prices. According to the prices we present from the CarWow configurator, you can configure your Dacia Sandero from €10,731 with an average savings of €1,855, or configure your Dacia Sandero Stepway from €12,341 with an average savings of €1,934, and, for its part, it is possible to configure your Dacia Duster from €14,574 with an average savings of €2,384 through our website conclusion. As we indicated at the beginning, these are two urban compacts and an SUV with country qualities. Thus it must be understood that the natural environment where the Sandero is best used, in any of its variants, is in the city, not even outside the urban environment given its low level of comfort. However, the Duster is an SUV with off-road qualities, a vehicle capable of performing more than decently in adventurous environments. Something that the Sandero Stepway does not even reach by appearance, and that, in the city, meets its facet as an SUV in fashion. As for the mechanical chapter, it may be definitive for those who consider the need to resort to diesel. The fact that the new Dacia Sandero does not have this option, being relegated exclusively to the Duster. On the other hand, the most efficient Sandero is also the most powerful, an honest vehicle ideal as a battle car for those who only want to go from point A to B in the most economical way possible. In conclusion, the Dacia Sandero, Sandero Stepway, and Dacia Duster each offer unique features tailored to different needs and preferences. The Sandero stands out for its affordability and practicality, making it an excellent choice for budget-conscious drivers. The Sandero Stepway adds a touch of ruggedness and versatility, appealing to those who enjoy a more adventurous lifestyle. Meanwhile, the Duster impresses with its robust design and off-road capabilities, making it ideal for families and outdoor enthusiasts. Ultimately, your choice will depend on your specific requirements, whether it's cost-effectiveness, style, or adventure-ready performance. Thank you for watching, and we hope this comparison helps you make an informed decision.